Welcome back, everybody, to the Joseph Kryszyn Show. I thank you for joining and being an active listener. Today, we will be discussing counsel on this 21st of October, Tuesday. But this is not the optimistic counsel that you may expect, but this is quite a pessimistic view, unfortunately. But I digress. I read, music is forever playing in the crevices of my mind. I am drenched in error due to my faint choice of words. I know not whether I toil or spin, as do labor in vain. Indeed, I know not what the future holds, and I have given all amounts of optimism to the current moment, of which I live, unfortunately, is ever praising my lacking ability to see otherwise. I care not for the current change in society, and am inept from such changes when I judge myself externally. What is the extent of my involvement? Am I merely a fragment or a product of my environment, or have I let external factors dictate my happiness? Who is the strong, capable warrior of faith that endures all battles and trials whilst overcoming to the end? Where is he, if not within me? I do, I do see great role models, yet they are nothing more than I, dust and sin. What is there to learn from a maggot, or from an ant in a world full of majesty? Perhaps unity. And what purpose would it serve to be united with my brother? Or if we are in one accord, can this be beautiful? For what cause would he align himself with mine, or myself with thy? No way. Hence, why marriage becoming one flesh is a deadly venture. I shall indulge into all the meaninglessness of this life, and why it is better to not start something at all, lest ye finish. Why work more than ye need to? The most effective reason would be to leave it for a future generation so that they don't need to work as hard. But then you've just created an even more lazy, entitled group of young adults who may never mature or learn to build true wealth, or maybe to save and invest. But even then, your savings is being corroded by a tyrannical government who prints the purchasing power of your wealth away. Invest, you say? This has been much of my joy and a practical venture since my youth, thanks to my father. Yet for 10 years straight, I've witnessed a drought and an abundant harvest. What do I reap today? Nothing. So, what was the point of delayed gratification if after 10 years of diligence in industry, I'm left with nothing and leave this dimension with nothing? How could I mention money without even mentioning women? They seem to be the most beautiful and intricate creatures to a man, but I find that they bring more heartbreak than joy in the end, a burden all men bear simply for the matter of procreation. Yes, the special ability of women is that they give birth to children. I may add more to this discussion of women if I can find out what else they're good for, but at this moment I cannot think of anything more. What a long lasting, fulfilling career it is. Something that gives you vitality and excitement in the morning. Still, at what cost to achieve long lasting and fulfilling? How many years in the same company? How long shall you live broke while you build a business from the ground up, which, by the way, has a 60% chance of failing within the first 5 years? Only God knows. And even then, you must rely on God. For no man can see 10 minutes past his face. Belittled, more so, is the one or the man whose pockets and stomach share a similar reality. How optimistic must one be until he sees the fruit of his optimism? That man can cheerfully carry such a contention to the grave. It almost seems foolish. The man who doesn't seem to accept reality but endures it is the wiser. And yet we judge him for what he is in the present moment, regardless of status. Hence, a rich man dressed as a beggar will receive a like treatment and vice versa. Yet, it seems much harder to play the rich man as a beggar than it is to play the beggar as a rich man. How meaningless is it all, truly? I say it would have been better to be born rich and entitled, born as a king looking down on mere subjects. It would have been better to be a politician so that all of you pay for my pleasure. Legally, through tax, inflation, and social programs, I could rob the blind and ignorant. Or to be a banker who has no care for the financial responsibilities of central banks but recklessly invests the public's money since the government insures the lots anyway. Though it may be clear that I am quite unhappy, I believe that there is some truth in all I say. In the end, I will simply reside in God, my Creator, and keep His holy commands. Hey, heaven is where the party is at, and I intend to be there. Thank you.